Right, welcome back everybody. Today what we're going to be doing is hopefully getting this unit cupboard scribed into the van. I've never scribed nothing before in my life. I've been and bought myself this little scribe tool. It's only a cheap one off Amazon or eBay. About 10 quid it was. The pencil's actually meant to go in this slot here, but I've actually modified it so I can get a smaller gap because I need a bit of a smaller gap. I want to take as less material off of this as needs to be. So if I do use this hole here, I'm going to be taking a lot more off that I don't need to be. It's a good inch waste otherwise. So the more material I can leave on there, the better how much cupboard space I get. So I've never done this before. So the best way I've seen people do is obviously you put your piece of trim flush to the floor, flush against your back wall, so we're touching there, and obviously we've got a gap down here, and this is where we want to be bringing this forward. So we're going to be taking material off here. So the way I've seen people do is you get your scriber, you put your piece against the wall and you look for your biggest gap. So my biggest gap coming down here is about here, so you put that against the wall and then you put your pencil just on the edge of that gap there. So then you just put your pencil on the edge of the gap, and then that's measured out now to where we want it. So we'll run that down there like that, and then when we come down, the pencil is coming smaller, the gap's getting smaller, and there it's just on the edge of the beam, and then it's pretty straightforward. So a bit self-explanatory. But what I'm going to do is, because when I'm going to be obviously cutting this with a jigsaw, I'm just going to put some masking tape all the way down and around both sides, so when we are cutting it we don't get any splintered edges, and hopefully that will prevent that from happening. So I'm just going to put some masking tape on this now, and we'll get it marked up. So I'm just going to lay this down for the minute on the rock and roll bed, and we're going to stick some masking tape. So if I just pull that to the edge there, I can run the tape all the way around there. I've got some 2-inch thick tape, so one strip of that should be sufficient. There we go, and we can push that on. And I will just run it all the way under and back over again. So that's me a bit of tape on there, and hopefully, as I say, once we come to jigsaw this, that will give us a nice clean finish on there without chipping the finish we've got on here. So what we can do now is we can stand this back up in position. You have to bear with me with the lighting in the van. This is the best I've got, I'm afraid. So I'm happy that the top's square and the bottom is square. So what we can do now, just double check that's still fine there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a pencil down there, and there we go. So hopefully we've got our line there. Let's just take the bit of wood out now and see what it looks like. Right, so bringing you in, as you can see now, we've got a nice pencil line coming all the way down here. It thins off just to the edge there and comes out again there. So hopefully you can just see it. Get the jigsaw, trim that off, and then hopefully, if all being right and I've done this right, which I think I might have, that should hopefully fit lovely against this wall here, and then all we'll have to do is the other side of the cupboard, and that will be the main cupboard done. And then we'll bring the kitchen pod out here if we've got time and get that pushed in and see what we can do with that. Right, so there you go folks, as you just see there, I've cut all the way along down there, and we've got a perfect fitment now. I'm really happy with that, and putting that tape on has really protected that edge. As you can see, we've got no chips at all there. I was a bit concerned about that, I'll be honest with you, but as you can see, that's perfect there. You can't really see because of the no daylight there, but that butts up to that wall now. Fantastic. Not a gap there at all. So I'm going to get the other one out, the other side, and we'll measure that. That's just going on the other side of that wheel arch there. That side scribed, and then I can put the front back on, and that will be the unit fitted, and then we can fit the top as well. So yeah, that didn't take too long actually. I was a bit concerned about that. I say I've never done this sort of scribing stuff. So enough waffle, let's get the other side out here. Right, so that's the other side cut now. So we got the far side and we've got the rear side there. So what we can do is hopefully build the panel back up now, the unit. I'm just hoping I can get it in here while I've still got this rock and roll bed in, just for a test fit. It won't be staying in because we've still got to take this rock and roll bed out for the floor, but it'll be nice just to get it in there because it's sitting in the house in the way at the minute. So I'm going to build it up now and then see if we can lift it in. If not, it'll have to stay back in the house until I come to take the rock and roll bed out and get the floor. So we're going to have to start looking at some flooring next, because that is going to be holding the job up next. So we're going to be looking at a lino. I think I'll probably go for a grey colour lino in there. Let us know in the comments what you think, if you've got any ideas. I was going to put some carpet in there, but I don't think so, because we're going to be using it for the beach and everything as well, this fan. And obviously with the kids in and out all the time, they're going to have sand on their feet, and that will be getting stuck in the carpet. So I don't think I'm going to go down the carpet route. We can always chuck a rug down in there and we can roll that up when we go to the seaside and all that. So we can have the best of both worlds then, and it'll be easier to maintain with it being a lino, because if they are getting in and out, if we're going out just on days out and they got muddy shoes, it'll just help clearing on a lino rather than a carpet. So I'm going to get the rest of the unit out here, then hopefully we'll be able to just manoeuvre it in place and have a look at it. Right then, so welcome back folks. It's been about 5 days now since you last seen me put that wardrobe. Well, I actually didn't get it in, did I? I had to take the rock and roll bed out because I couldn't get the wardrobe in built in one piece, and I didn't really want to build it in situ, because trying to lean in within them little cubby holes, doing up your blocks, it wouldn't be no fun at all. So I wanted to put it in as one unit, but that meant I did have to take the rock and roll bed out. And I thought, while I've got the rock and roll bed out, I'm going to lay a floor. So you have actually seen that video now. We've actually laid this floor. So I'll bring you around for another little look at that with the furniture in. And I've also done another job. I've done this one off camera, and that was carpet in the ceiling. The reason I've done that off camera, you've seen me do enough carpeting on the walls. It's just the exact same thing, but on the top. So all I've got left to do on the ceiling now is I've just got to cut the holes out for the spotlights. So you can just feel them out. I know roughly where they are anyway, but you can just feel them out. I'll just get a knife and put a cross in them, and then I'll cut that circle out, and then that'll be ready to put the spotlights in, just wire them up. The wire's already run up there, so hopefully there's nothing left to do on the ceiling now. I've got a little bit of snagging trimming to do just round above the wardrobe and across the back doors, but this main front half is all done now. So let me bring you in and show you what I've been doing. So as you can see, I've actually lifted this kitchen unit in as well. I've actually fixed it in. It was the same process I've done with the wardrobe. I did actually scribe the top board as well. I don't know if you can see that, because we've got different shapes going along here. So I did actually scribe that in so it fitted flush against the back wall. And I did have to scribe that one end unit there. I didn't have to scribe the middle one or the far end one that butted up to the wardrobe. Them two were fine. It was just that longer panel there that I had to scribe in. So as you can see, I've put a few L brackets in as well. That just stops it from flexing, and a few just holding it to the back of the van so we don't get no movements. And I've actually put one, you probably can't see because it's a bit dark in here, down there, and that just stops that, because that was getting a bit of bow flex in there. If you tapped it with your foot, it was flexing. So that's solid now. So I'm really happy with how this has turned out. So we've got our push button catches there. I just need to get a fridge for that, but that won't be yet, because they're about £350 so won't be desperate for a fridge at the beginning. It will be coming though, but if we do ever go out, we can just use a cool box for the time being. And I do still need to get a hob again. They're about 350 quid for a Hobbs sink unit, but if I say, if we do go out, we do have our little camping gas stoves that we can use for the time being. So as you can see, this is where my light holes are. So I've just got to punch them bits of carpet through, basically just cut them out of a Stanley blade, and we'll get the lights in. There should be 6 of them holes. There's another one there, and then there's another one just along here. And as you can see, I've got a bit of carpet left hanging there because I'm going to use that extra bit to fold under there just above the rear doors. That'll just finish that piece in one piece then. All I'll have to do is just the side panels then. I can get that one done, but that one's got the cable in running through it, so I won't be doing that one as yet. And I've just got this bit of excess carpet just to trim down, just so it matches up like this. So just got to trim that down and stick that last bit up, and that's it really. You can see we've got all the nice finishes on there. I'm still looking for one of these steps online. I found them on eBay. It's the only place I can seem to find them in a minute, but they are 80 quid. So I am keeping an eye out, and I'm looking down the breakers as well to see if people are breaking these on eBay, or if my local breakers has got a crew cab where we can have the step, because I've got the original step. It's only a little black insert there, but I want the crew cab one to cover. It'll come from about there and it comes all the way around there. So that'll finish that off nicely. And again, if anyone knows of anywhere that I can get the B pillars from a crew cab, again, I've tried all the van conversion sites, but can't get them. I only can get them for the Vivaro Mark 1. So trying to find them for the Mark II Vivaro is like hen's teeth, and then all the breakers on eBay have all sold out, so I reckon someone's buying them all up. So it will finish it off nicely. That, like, I mean, worst case scenario, I can carpet that and it'll have a finish a bit like that then, but I don't really want this gap left there like that, you see. And I am going to be doing the headlining. I'm going to be doing that black. I don't know if I'm going to run this carpet on to do that again. I've got enough carpet to do that, but what I might do is I might just dye it black, just get some spray dye and do that. And then behind here I'm going to take this off, and behind there I've got some insulation I'm going to put in there and a bit of sound deadening. So yeah, it's just like snagging jobs at the minute. I've got to run a bit of carpet along there and all. That would just finish the floor of it off, and it'll look really nice in here then. So as you can see, I'm really happy with how this van's turning out now. It's turning out really well. I was having a think as well on the electrics. I'll probably have my electric switches up there for my light switches and all my switches, fridge switch, water pump switch. I've got a little panel there which one of my subscribers bought, so I appreciate that, thank you. If you do want to check out the wish list down below, there is some things on there for the day van if anyone wants to have a look on that. Appreciate that. So yeah, that will be going up there. I'm thinking the leisure battery is probably going to go in one of these cupboards here, and I'm not too sure, but I have seen before people actually put the diesel heaters in there, which it makes a ideal little space for it there. So that's something I'll be measuring. I'm not sure, because my diesel heater is the 5 kilowatt, the case is a little bit bigger, so I'm not sure if it'll fit in there yet, but we will have to have a look at that. But if it does fit, I'll probably go for sticking it in there, because that utilises that little bit of space there, and I think that'll be ideal then. So we'll just have the heater down this end, and then we can also face it to blow into the back there as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it's coming along now. So I do really need to get the lights fitted in it. So we are getting to the stage now where we're going to start needing to run some electrics into the vehicle. I say we've got the solar panel running in, we've got all the light fittings running in, I've got my split charger CTEC we need to wire up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with regards to showing you me doing the electrics wiring things in, because electrics is a bit of a dangerous thing, as we all know, so I don't want people going to copy me. I do stuff my own way, and I'll have me dad as well looking over my shoulder at that, because he was a qualified electrician for many years, so I'm lucky I got that advantage there. I won't be connecting any lives up without him there, just to give it the once over. So yeah, if you do enjoy this Vivaro van build, check the link down below, and there's a playlist for this, and there will be some maintenance coming up on this as well, because I need to do the front shock absorbers leaking, and it's got in a bit of a clonking noise there. So there will be some maintenance videos coming up on it as well, so keep an eye out for that. But until next time, we'll see you about.